Hello, my dear students. This is P. Venkateswarlu, PGT Physics, the Nandal Public School. Today, I will start electromagnetic induction, part 1. PGT Physics, the Nandal Public School. In previous session, we have already discussed about magnetism and matter. Magnetism and matter. The chapter was completed. Now we are going to new chapter, that is electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic sixth chapter, that is electromagnetic induction. Okay, so in previous session means moving charges and magnetism and matter. So in the those two chapters we have already discussed the current produces magnetic field. Understand? So whenever the current passing through a wire, okay, around the wire we can observe some magnetic field. So we know how we can find the direction of magnetic field lines by using Maxwell right hand thumb rule, Fleming Fleming left hand rule, Ampere swimming rule, like that. Okay, so already we have to discuss in this chapter. In this chapter, reverse phenomenon of current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Okay, understand? Reverse phenomenon means from magnetism we can produce electric current. From the magnetism, due to magnetism, from the magnetism we can produce electric current or electricity. So in previous session we have already discussed because of the current, from the current we can produce magnetic field. Here in this chapter, so we have studied, we need to study the reverse phenomenon of previous chapters. Okay, electromagnetic induction we can written as EMI, electromagnetic induction. Okay, so the induced current due to the relative motion of magnetic field. Okay, see, we can get the current due to relative motion of magnet. Okay, see here, the definition of EMI means consider a coil, that coil having galvanometer. Galvanometer we can use to detect the small current. Consider a magnet, north and south. So if the magnet moves on the away from the coil, some current is developed in the coil, some current. Okay, so that current, the current due to relative motion of magnet is called electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. The relative motion between coil and magnet, it produces electricity. Okay, this current we can say induced current. This current we can say induced current. Coming to next, magnetic flux. Magnetic flux. Magnetic flux we can denote it phi b, like electric flux. Okay, see here, magnetic flux is defined as the number of magnetic field lines passing through unit surface. Okay, so this we can consider surface area. Okay, it is denoted dA or A. So in the cross section area, the field lines are passing each other, means B. The number of magnetic field lines passing through unit area is called magnetic flux. Okay, it is scalar quantity. It is scalar quantity. Formula phi b is equal to B bar dot A bar. Okay, so B magnetic field induction, A unit cross section area. It is scalar quantity, that we can write BA cos theta. BA cos theta. Here we can consider area. Area also vector. Area vector. Okay, the angle between B and A, it will give phi b is equal to BA cos theta. Okay, So this magnetic flux, it's may positive, it's may zero, it's may negative. So according to dot product, dot or scalar product. Understand? So dot product, we know that a bar dot b bar is equal to ab cos theta. Like that, if theta is equal to 0, case 1, theta value is 0, theta value is 0, phi b is equal to ba, because cos 0 is equal to 1. So this is maximum means or positive. Case 2, theta is equal to 90 degrees, cos 90 degrees is equal to 0. Okay, phi, magnetic flux is equal to 0, understand? Next, theta value, case 3, theta is equal to 180, cos 180 is equal to -1. Flux density, phi b is equal to minus ba. Understand? Here from this we can say flux, it's may positive, it's may zero, it's may negative. Okay, coming to SI units. Magnetic induction, it is denoted Tesla, area meter square. Coming to dimension formula, m power 1, L power 1, L power 1, T power minus 2, T power minus 2, A power minus 1. Okay, m power 1, L power 1, T power minus 2, A power minus 1. So this is about magnetic flux. So once again, what is magnetic flux? Magnetic flux is defined as the number of magnetic field lines passing through unit surface area. Means the field lines are passing through normally to the surface. Phi is equal to ba cos theta. So this magnetic flux, it is a scalar quantity. So it is a scalar quantity. It's may positive, negative or zero. So this is positive, this is zero, this is negative, this is negative. It's experiments of Faraday and Henry. Okay, so how we can produce induced current? So induced current means if magnet is pushed or away from the coil, okay, the current is generated in the coil. That current we can say induced current. Okay, coming to experiment 1. In experiment 1, we can take one coil and one magnet. Experiment 1. First experiment. Consider a coil and galvanometer and magnet. So this coil is rest, this coil is in motion. Understand? North pole is entering into the coil. This is coil, it is denoted, see, this is magnet, it is towards the coil. Okay, so we know that according to electromagnetic induction, if the magnet moves or away from the coil, the current which is generated from the coil, understand, it means the flux due to magnet, produced an induced current in the coil. Okay, so here magnet is there. Magnet will produce magnetic field lines. Okay, this magnetic field lines is linked with this coil. It produces an induced current. Okay, so from the first experiment, we can get the induced current in the coil. So with the help of galvanometer, we can identify easily if the current is passing or generated or not. Okay, so coming to the second one, second experiment, that is second experiment. In this experiment, we can take two coils. Coil 1 having galvanometer and another one, this is rest. we can take another coil with battery, okay. See here what happened. So this is in motion, coil 2 is motion. So if current is passing in this way, okay, understand, in this way, see, if the current is passing in this way, magnetic field develops, okay. So this is, we can say, example for solenoid, okay. So what happens if current send through a solenoid, okay. So magnetic field is developed, like a bar magnet. This is solenoid, we can send current through it, it produces magnetic field uh, by moving of second coil to and fro, the magnetic flux linked with coil 1. So in coil 1, induced current is generates, understand, induced current is generated. And the third experiment, same, consider coil 1 and coil 2. This is coil 1, galvanometer, and coil 2 negative, and consider a key, understand. So both are in rest, coil 1, coil 2, okay. So in previous experiment 1, experiment 2, here any one of the coil or magnet which is in motion, okay. So here the third experiment, here we can take coil 1, coil 2, both are in rest, here we can arrange one key, here. So if k is closed, switch is on or off continuously, okay. By switching continuously, the magnetic flux linked with another coil will changes, understand. On off, continuously on off means the magnetic flux will changes, means the magnetic flux linked coil 1, in the coil 1 induced current is developed, okay, understand. By 3 experiments we can get induced current, means if any one of the coil or magnet which is in motion, okay. So or otherwise, the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, okay. How many ways uh, we can produce induced current? How many ways? Okay. First one, relative motion, okay. relative motion between coil and magnet, okay. Any one of the following one which are in motion, continuously motion, no rest, okay. Otherwise flux will changes, okay, understand. Flux means on off, okay. By continuously on off, the flux will changes, the change in flux linked with the coil, that coil produces induced current in the coil, okay. Otherwise, relative motion between coil and magnet, if magnet is in motion or coil in the motion, okay. So from this two, relative motion between coil and magnet, it is also example for flux changes, okay. Flux changes. Electromagnetic induction. The phenomenon of electromagnetic induction can be demonstrated by an experiment. Wind an insulated copper wire on a paper or wooden cylinder so as to form a coil in the form of a solenoid. Connect the two ends of the coil to galvanometer and place a magnet close to it. The reading of the galvanometer is 0 when the magnet is stationary. The pointer of the galvanometer deflects towards the right when the north pole of the magnet is moved towards the solenoid. The galvanometer shows 0 reading when the motion of the magnet stops. This proves that as long as the magnet keeps moving, current flows in the solenoid. If the magnet is moved away from the solenoid, current flows in opposite direction in the solenoid. Thus, the galvanometer deflects towards the left. The deflection increases if the magnet is moved away with the greater velocity. If the polarity of the magnet is reversed and the magnet is brought close to the solenoid, then current flows in opposite direction. The galvanometer accordingly turns towards the left. Faraday observed that current flow in the coil only when there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet. The direction of the deflection in the galvanometer is reversed if the direction of the motion reversed. Factors leading to increased current in the coil: by using a strong magnet, increasing the motion of the magnet, increasing the area of the number of turns of the coil, according to Faraday, when there is no relative motion between the magnet and coil, the magnetic flux linked with the coil remains constant, so the galvanometer shows no deflection. That is when the magnet is stationary. But when the magnet is moved towards the coil or vice versa, the magnetic flux changes and EMF is induced in the coil. If the circuit is complete, the EMF causes current to flow through it. So, Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Very, very important one. Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. Okay, first law. Faraday first law. Faraday first law. Okay, so from the three activities or from the three experiments, we can say that is magnetic flux linked with the coil changes and induced current developed in the coil. That is first law. Faraday first law gives the an induced current is generated in the coil due to relative motion between the coil and magnet, or the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes. Okay, understand? The flux linked with the coil changes. Flux linked with the coil changes, and an induced EMF generates in the coil. Okay, this is first law. Coming to second law. Okay, the magnitude of induced EMF. The magnitude of induced EMF is equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux. Okay, so what is the second one? EMF E, magnitude we can denote it bar. Okay, modulus. The magnitude of induced EMF in the coil, which is equal to the rate of change of magnetic flux. The rate of change of magnetic flux. Here, here negative indicates. Here negative indicates that the induced EMF in the loop due to changing flux always oppose the change in the magnetic flux means here. So this negative sign indicates so here consider a magnet and coil. So due to magnet induced current developed in the coil. Okay, so due to induced current some magnetic field developed due to the induced current. So the magnetic field produced by the induced current, which is always oppose the cause of induced. We can find the induced current and induced charge. Induced current and induced charge. Understand? This is induced EMF. Induced EMF E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Okay, so this is induced EMF. Okay, next induced current. How we can find induced current? We know that E is equal to IR, like V is equal to IR. EMF. Okay, so then I is equal to EMF by R. EMF by R. Understand? I is equal to minus d phi by dt into 1 by R. R is resistance. Understand? Third one, induced charge. Induced charge. I is equal to Q by T. Q by T. Understand? Then Q is equal to I into T. I into T, like that. Q is equal to minus d phi by dt into 1 by R into dt. dt gets cancelled. We can get Q is equal to minus d phi by R. d phi by R. Understand? d phi by R. See here, if we can take number of turns, the formula will changes. Okay, so for number of turns, n number of turns. Okay, if number of turns increases, the current also will increases, like that. First one, induced EMF E is equal to minus n into d phi by dt. Understand? So number of turns increases, the induced EMF also increases. Second one, induced current is equal to minus 1 by R into n into d phi by dt. Third one, induced charge Q is equal to minus n into d phi by R. Understand? According to second law of Faraday, we can say induced EMF, induced current, induced. They given magnetic field induction B is equal to 10 Tesla, and the given number of turns N is equal to 50 turns. Area A is equal to 100 centimeter square. This 100 centimeter square we can written as 10 power minus 2 meter square. 10 power minus 2 meter square. Okay, dt means the time, the rate of change of magnetic flux is there, 0.15 seconds. 0.15 seconds. So we know that phi 1 is equal to NBA. We know that flux is equal to BA cos theta. Like that, here there is no angle, that's why phi is equal to BA. Phi is equal to BA. So number of turns is given NBA. Understand? NBA. Understand? 50 into 10 into 10 power minus 2. 10 power minus 2. 10 power minus 2. Okay, understand? So uh, 0 0 gets cancelled, 10 power minus 2 gets cancelled, we can get 5 webers are Tesla per meter square. Okay, and flux 2 flux 2 flux 2 becomes 0. Flux 2 becomes 0 means when magnet removed uh, from the coil, we can produce we can't produce induced induced flux. Okay, understand? So when removed from the magnetic field, okay, so there is no magnetic field means there is no magnetic flux. Okay, understand? Phi 2 will becomes 0. So what is the formula for induced EMF? Induced EMF E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Okay, understand? D phi by dt minus phi 2 minus phi 1 by t2. Phi 2 minus phi 1 divided by dt. Understand? Minus phi 2 becomes 0. 0 minus 5 divided by 0.15. 0.15. So it becomes 5 divided by 0.15. Okay, 5 divided by 0.15 means 33.33 Weber. 33.33 Weber per second. Weber per second means Weber per second will gives Weber per second will gives volt. 33.3 volts. So we can generate 33.33 volts.